And we are live. So let's make sure that connection's on. And the next connection. Says that we're live there too. With gas, big fella.
No problem.
Nice indeed.
I'm trying to get supplemental advertising going here.
Yeah, why not? What?
It's just in the process of loading that up. Here we go.
Oh, look at this. That's all.
What?
Good
job.
Yeah, come on. Just imagine.
Do another written job.
I think we may have a connection thing that was
Well, we don't know.
Giving us a challenge. We're hoping that the slightly new setup will be of assistance. So if you're out there in the crowd, just give us a comments, say that the look at and blah, 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 all that sort of stuff. Because we only see it from our side of the game, really. So you guys can see it from your side, and we can sort of use that as feedback. Feedback's very helpful, I believe, in life.
Oh, look, I get lots of feedback. Different areas.
Me too, don't worry about that. Righto, ladies and gentlemen.
Looks like we're live.
Looks like we are live. Thursday night, 7:30. Dinner of Spin Doctors, and we're back, and you're back, and thank you for tuning in. It's been a cracking week. I've had a cracking week. Loud and clear, thank you, sir. Bruce reckons it's Mickey Mouse. Best ever, he said.
Bloody fantastic.
Best ever. Finest audio
I've had a haircut.
connection in Australia. I need a haircut. I feel like an absolute hippie.
Hopefully, with our expansive, our very generous tech budget that this show has from all of our sponsors.
Sponsors, Irvine Signs, yes.
Yep. Quick Pest.
Pro Feral Pest Management.
Feral.
Quick Freight.
Yes.
Couriers, they're running around there. Bloody.
There's all these sponsors.
Cars happening. Yeah.
It's unreal. They're queuing up.
Yeah, fuck.
They are queuing up.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. It's a good way to be. So, how's your week been, Councillor? We might as well start on, what formalities must we get sorted to start the event?
Well, it's funny. We've been doing this disclaimer every week, but someone said to me the other day, how on earth can they own you 24/7 when they pay you 1/7?
Look, I agree wholeheartedly. I mean, had I accidentally tripped and got elected, I'd just be telling them to get fucked. But obviously, you and I have different motivations, slightly different motivations. I think our core values are the same, but
my motivation, and this has always been the case, and this is the hard part. I got elected to council because I wasn't happy with the way it was being run. It seems as though the system that they want to have is everyone wants to be happy little Vegemites and we're all yay team. And it's really hard to be in that environment when you're not agreeing with the way that most of things are being run. So it looks as though there seems to
They like to run it like you're joining a gang and you become part of the gang.
They seem to want to have something on you and own you. I'll give you the best example. Now, before we go on, we will do the formal part of it, but this is what we're talking about. My name's Anthony Irvine. I'm a councillor on Temora Shire Council, but what I say on this show is my thoughts and mine alone. They're not council's thoughts by any stretch, and certainly I'll mention council stuff, but I'm doing this as an individual who happens to be a councillor on Temora Shire Council. I'm also a candidate for the upcoming New South Wales state election. And I'm also a million other things. So
a sign writer.
I'm a sign writer, I'm a pest controller, I'm a truck driver, I'm a hole digger.
I've seen you play guitar on occasion.
I play in bands.
Married, husband?
Yes,
father?
Husband, father, grandfather.
But the mayor thinks you're beholden to the local mayor at all times, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Certainly there's an air of that. And that's the hard part, isn't it? Like,
It's far harder for you than it is for me, because my disclaimer is this: I'm Dean McRae. I absolutely am owned by no one. I answer to no one other than obviously the people that I guess support me, but I only answer to them in the context of trying to be truthful, direct, and honest with them at all times. If you don't like something I say, feel free to tune out. If you like something I say, I don't demand money from anybody. We don't charge a subscription fee. This program costs you nothing.
No.
We pay for it ourselves, hence we're our own sponsors. So all you get from my end of that little bargain is I'm as truthful as I can be about these things, and of course, if I do get something wrong, I like to correct it as quick as I can. As partly to let people know in remote.
The tech department. Hopefully,
That looks pretty flash, man.
hopefully we've rigged up
A solid enough.
connection.
That's the go.
And that goes straight to Elon Musk's house.
Yeah, right. Well,
I ran it. I was out most of the day.
Yeah. Gave him a call and you're like, listen.
Yeah, I'm coming around. I'm going to plug direct into the Mega Starlink.
It's all happening now, I'll tell you what. So, look, so
Elon said, come round. He said, I've been watching the show.
I've been watching the show. I'm a big fan of yours.
Yeah. He said, you guys are right on the money. Now, I'll tell you one thing I did. I did have this week.
Yeah, right.
Well, last week, Win News reached out and said, G'day, I'm Win News. You're a counsellor on Tomorrow Show. Counsellor, is there any issues that you'd like to get out in the public? And you could have knocked me over with a feather.
They must be looking for a bit of controversy, are they?
Well, you could have knocked me over with a feather because usually, as you're well aware,
I'm well aware.
The media hasn't been our friend.
No, God, no.
No. So to have a news outlet reach out and say, look, are there any issues on your mind at the moment that you'd like to sort of communicate to the public? So anyway, it was an absolute nightmare because last week we had council meeting, we had busy at work. One night I texted the reporter from Win and I said, mate, at 6:30 I'm just leaving work now, not tonight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just really hard. Yeah. Anyway, we managed to get together and he recorded an interview and he played it on Friday night.
Yeah, right.
Well, I got some really good positive feedback.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was on.
Now, the issue was, and we spoke about this last week, the heavy vehicle bypass.
Yeah.
Mythical heavy vehicle bypass.
Yeah.
This mythical heavy vehicle bypass that Tomorrow Show Council has been
bridge,
paying homage to for the last 30 years, give or take. But nothing happens.
No.
Now, I'm sure they're waiting for a herd of unicorns to come thundering over the mountains, blowing rainbows out of their butts.
Yep.
And then that will save us. But in the meantime, we've still got the same issues. Now, what triggered the referral to this heavy vehicle bypass was council, as I referred to last week, put in a submission to the Murray Riverina Regional Transport Plan.
Yep.
And they rattled off all these issues they've got with the heavy vehicles in the main street. But most of the issues that we've got with heavy vehicles in the main street have been caused by council narrowing the main street back in the early 2000s when they did a big beautification.
Yes.
So they narrowed it.
There's nothing more beautiful than a main street with a cattle truck parked right in the middle.
Well, with a traffic snarl.
While the cattle are on the truck.
Yeah.
It's a glorious smell.
I did some research. The last time council actually did any really robust work on this was in March 2023. So that's bang on 3 years ago.
Yeah, right.
So when they haven't touched this thing for 3 years, you've got a fair idea there's no real impetus there. Like we're not banging our hands on the table monthly going, we need a bypass.
Why haven't we sorted this out yet? Why haven't we sorted this out yet? Yeah. It's a pretty significant issue locally, yeah.
So there's a couple of parts to it. You'll recall that I put forward an alternative option that was affordable, achievable, it wasn't perfect by any stretch, but
No, but I believe when you described it, you said this probably isn't perfect, but it'll certainly be a lot more convenient than
it'll
rolling
be
it
better
down
than
the
what
main
we've got at
street.
the moment,
Yeah,
and we
that's
can
right.
afford it. Well, it's affordable and doable.
Relatively, it's achievable and
Yes.
affordable. And yes, there's going to be one street in particular that's going to be a little bit put out.
Yes, but that's always going to be the case. And the sooner we make a decision, the sooner we can move forward. Now, what I would like is either endorse that idea or knock it on the head cold.
Yeah.
And say we're never going to do that. Okay, I'll move on. What are you going to do?
Yeah. Where's the plan?
Fine. Okay.
What's the action plan then? What are we doing here?
We're not doing that. What are we going to do?
Yeah. Not just we're not doing that. And we're not doing anything.
Once we work out what we are doing, we need to communicate that to the public, and we also need to start planning to accommodate it. Because there's no point planning to build a road through certain areas and then building housing estates or hospitals or schools in the road.
You'd reckon not.
That'd be a bit booped.
Probably do it. That'd be a bit backwards, yeah.
Yes. So what we need to do at the very least is, if we're not going to do the affordable, achievable solution, then if we're going to wait for the unicorns coming over the mountains blowing rainbows out of their bumholes solution, okay. At least we need to leave that land there for when the unicorns arrive.
Seems like a good idea to me. So how'd your interview go? And did they reiterate that you weren't speaking on behalf of council?
Well, I don't know. I haven't, believe it or not, I haven't actually had an opportunity, but I did take time.
Oh, so somebody else has watched this on the news and kind of, right.
Oh, there's been quite a few.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to have a bit of a Google and see what I can find. If anybody's got the link.
It was on Win News on Friday night.
You'd be hard-pressed to believe it, but I can't say I watch an awful lot of news on a Friday night.
Anyway, so that's where that was. Now, I've had another positive media interaction in the last 12 months. No, in the last 12 months. When we were talking about the way council were enforcing parking infringements.
Yeah.
Now, that wasn't brought to my attention, but I've ran into a number of people who listened, and that was played on Triple M, that interview, and it was played all day around the time that it was done, and I've had some really good positive feedback and some agreement from some sensible, what I consider sensible people.
Yeah.
But when I say sensible people, I mean the mayor of another shire.
Oh, that's nice. How do you get to be a mayor of another shire if you're not sensible?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, this guy appears to be sensible. In my opinion, he's sensible, but he's the mayor of another shire.
Fair.
So not all mayors are not sensible.
Really?
Not all mayors are sensible.
That's outrageous. I'm stunned.
Yeah,
Colour me shocked.
There's some mayors out there actually
half all right, you reckon?
do a half decent job.
Yeah, right. A half. That's fantastic. That's good news.
Now, that's 2 positive media interactions, as opposed to about 200 negative ones. But
hey, look, the balance of power is shifting.
But
the Overton window is moving.
I just like the idea that Win News had reached out, and I've had some good positive feedback on the story. And believe it or not, there was a fellow, I'm not going to mention his name today, he came in and he said, look, I watched the news. I didn't quite get all the gist of it. Can I come up and have a chat to you? So he came up today and I gave him 15 minutes and I printed out some stuff to help him understand where I was at. And he said, no, I've got no problem with that.
Yep.
And off he went, happy as Larry. Couple of bits of paper in his hand and he said, no. He said, the points you're making are well made. Pretty much waiting until someone gets splattered or, that's a silly thing to say. Waiting until
worst case scenarios occur and it's beyond choice.
Yeah, and then
you're forced to do something half-assed as opposed to planning for something, managing something and go, okay, here's the strategy, this is the goal, working our way back from said goal and going, how do we get there?
Yes, if you want to increase safety in Temura's main street, the 2 middle blocks, the main CBD, immediately, then you transfer from 45-degree angle parking, in my opinion, 45-degree angle parking to parallel parking. Because one of the major issues is when they widen the footpaths, that put the back of the cars on 45-degree parking closer to the traffic in the roadway.
Yeah.
So if we go back to parallel parking, well, all of a sudden, a car's 2 metres wide to ballpark, 2.2. You know, a truck's 2.45, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As opposed to when they're long, they could be 5 or 6 metres long.
Mm.
So when they're on a 45-degree angle sticking out, they're going to stick out further if they're parked on a 45 than if you're parallel parked.
Yeah.
So parallel parking, and then you're going to look out, you're going to have a good vision to merge into the traffic. But we're going to lose parking spaces. It's set up for 45-degree angle parking. A lot of people in Tamora don't like parallel parking because they don't have to do it very often. It freaks them out. But all those things can be overcome in the interest of safety.
Look, I always get nervous when people use safety as an argument for just about anything.
Well, what I'm saying is,
I don't disagree,
if you leave the status quo in place and say, "Oh, it's a safety issue," well, change it.
Yes, if that's your argument, for sure.
Yes, if the issue is safety, well, there's a lot of things we can do.
Yes,
and we don't have to leave it to others.
No.
In the interim. So if we've identified a risk, it's incumbent upon us to act.
Fair.
So
that's two positive media stories.
So that was that.
You've been on Win News. I even had a journo reach out the other week.
Did you?
I don't know if I told you.
No.
He seemed sensible. I'm not going to lie. Look, I get the odd message as some of these videos are going a bit more viral and going a little bit silly and what have you, and that's fine. I'm not changing anything I'm doing for anybody. I really do not care. I think the world requires that little bit of forthrightness at this stage where we're at.
Extra truthiness.
Uncompromised viewpoints. But I've had a few journalists who have absolutely reached out like dead set wankers. And why am I going to interact with you? You're going to try a hit job. I don't want to talk to you. I consider most of the shit you produce to be complete lies and rubbish anyway. So I'm not going to talk to you. I had this bloke send me a message. It basically sounded... I've had a recommendation from somebody I do know and have a little bit of faith in. Would you be willing to talk to us? And of all the things, right? I don't know if you saw the post I did about the Hoodoo Gurus carrying on like fucking styles the other week. Right? Yeah. Apparently that got far more traction than I... And I don't know. I just see something. I say exactly what I think.
You know the worst part about that?
What's that?
Is I love Hoodoo Gurus music.
Well,
I just don't like their political opinions.
I don't mind anybody's political opinions. Where I get jack shit fed up with all these celebrity wankers is they think that their opinions for millionaires who don't live in the real world supersede everybody else's because we're the Hoodoo Gurus. So I don't know. I called them the fucking idiots of whatever, and I got stuck into them a little bit as I tend to do. Yeah, kiss my ass. Like, we just don't care about these celebrities anymore. I don't want to take advice politically from anybody who's been on Epstein's Island.
No.
I'm not interested. You're a kiddie fiddling fuck. I don't want to know what you think about the economy. If you can't tell the difference between boys and girls and can't accept the fact that there are boys and girls, you have no fucking political credibility on any topic from there because you can differentiate the most basic force of nature, which is boys and girls. Now, I don't doubt there's some gender dysphoria. I don't doubt that there's some adults who do some wild shit. Not fucking begrudging that at all. But if you think I'm going to take your political views seriously, out of any of those circumstances, effectively, you can get fucked. Second, beyond that, when you've got some jumped up celebrity who's never paid bills in the way the average punter has to pay bills. The Australian people buy your music because for a whole generation loved you guys. And I wouldn't mind betting a large portion of that generation are the people who are now running towards Pauline Hanson 100 mile an hour. And when they turn around and say, we wouldn't piss on you guys if you're on fire, I took a bit of it. And I'm not a Hoodoo Gurus fan. I missed that generation. I couldn't give a fuck. But it was absolutely a direct attack on everybody in this country who's worked their asses off the generation before mine. And for the arrogant wankers to come out crapping on like that, because I guarantee it was the people that they were referring to in that article, interview, whatever they were doing, that built their fortune. They built their fortune off that working class element of this country who are proud, loyal Australians who want this country to be better. They didn't get that off and again, fuck, somebody's going to call me a racist, sexist, homophobic, and I still don't care. They didn't make their fortune off Indian migrants, I can guarantee you.
Well, they made their fortune off the majority.
The majority at the time. And that's not to shit on Indian migrants. I work with some of them. I like some of them. Some of them are taking the piss, like some Australians. But I'm fucked if I'm taking my political advice. Anyways, apparently that spray on those clowns went a little bit viral. And I didn't realise it went viral because it was something that I was kind of, it just pissed me off. I had a little blurt, rolled it out into the universe, as I do. And all of a sudden,
it felt better for the rest of the day because you had it off your chest.
Yeah. Look, I'm a happy little Vegemite.
One thing that neither of us do is bottle shit up.
No, God, no.
Get it off our chest, and we always feel so much better because of it.
Well, look, I'm generally in a really good mood. But when I've got to smash something, I smash it. It stays smashed. Move on to the next one. But anyway, this reporter sent me this request, a couple of different platforms, and then he sort of put forward the person who'd recommended and said, look, I've done interviews with this guy before. He'll vouch for me. And so I responded and I said, look, I'm going to start this discussion by saying, as a general rule, I have a very low fucking opinion of reporters. And I know in the old days, there used to be a bit of a hands-off reporters rule. A reporter could basically write whatever they want, however they want. Nobody was allowed to clap back at them. I said, I'll make this very, very clear to you. If you gun at me with lies and bullshit, if you gun at me with what I've done, I'll cop it, like to a point, I'll cop it sweet. But I just made it very clear. If you come gunning at me with propaganda type shit, I will fucking gun for you. I'll call you out publicly. I'll hammer you. Just pre-warning you, sir. Oh, no. That'll be. I won't do that. I absolutely never misquote anybody. That's why I want to do it in. All right. This is your one warning, and I'll send it in writing. If you fuck around with me, I will absolutely towel you up as publicly as I can. You'll be far more famous than you want to be. And I'll be an arsehole about it. But you do right by me, I'll do right by you. And I really do not like reporters because in the last 20 years, they've proven themselves to be lying, disingenuous, self-indulgent pricks who deserve very, very little respect.
I don't think the media covered themselves in glory in the last 5 years.
God, no.
If anything, their whole empire has crumbled before their very eyes.
Well, it's still crumbling, and rightly so.
But I've got to go and get the local rag because there are a couple of pertinent points that are. No.
Did they get the date right this week?
I don't know. I didn't even check.
Fair enough.
It's sad when you have to check on the paper to see if they've got the date right, but you are correct. It needs to be done.
It needs to be done. We'll definitely do that. We'll do that for sure.
Yeah.
What else has been sort of front of mind for you? Anything particular?
Oh, there's a million things.
I know, right? It's a target-rich environment.
But it's even just at the council level. Council put forward a draft housing strategy last night. The draft housing strategy, for one, doesn't reflect where an alternate heavy vehicle route may run eventually.
Yeah.
So,
thanks, Fred.
We may well have a subdivision where the logical place to put this heavy vehicle route is. We don't know. There seems to be a fair bit of planning without respect to other plans, and that's fraught with danger. You need to have a bit of a.
Well, that's governing for the last 20 years.
Yes.
Has been we're going to kick the can down the road on anything that's not going to make us look good.
Yeah.
And anything that's going to make us look like we're really fucking rock stars. We'll get to the forefront.
We'll have one and putting a sewer line through there. We'll have another.
And by the time it bites us in the arse, by the time it bites us in the arse, we'll be out of government. Won't be our problem anymore. Somebody else.
There's an element of that.
Fuck the taxpayer.
There is an element of that. If you get out at the right time before the shit really hits the fan and your 20 or 30 years of shenanigans is really starting to bear fruit, you can look really good.
Ass cleanse in Parliament at the moment.
Yeah, you can look really good.
In many ways, John Howard still looks like an absolute rock star.
But this is the problem. If you go and listen to Malcolm Roberts, Malcolm will say, well, John Howard is very much responsible for the big departure or any relationship between wages and house prices.
Absolutely.
He put in, and
that's before we even get started on his gun grabbing, the little commie prick.
Well, that's right. So he really has. If you want to go back and really,
there are arguments that he's the best prime minister that Australia's ever had. I've made those arguments. But I can also look on the other side of the field and go, he's also done some of the worst damage to this country out of any Prime Minister as well.
Well, that sounds like you're a bit of cognitive dissonance there.
No, I just have the audacity to look at both sides of things and go, okay, there was some stuff that went on there that, okay, I kind of get it. And then there was some stuff that went on there that I went, that's skullduggery. I'm sure Ribbo could do a 10-minute rant on some of the skullduggery.
Well, speaking of skullduggery, the biggest skullduggerer that we've had in the skullduggery house recently was a ScoMo. Now,
he's the ultimate of skullduggery.
Now, I think they got tangled up in the Brittany Higgins thing and got absolutely put through the wood chipper, career-wise, who's got them all in court at the moment. I think she's what's the
Who you talking about, Reynolds?
No. This was a lady that worked
on more collateral damage, right? Yeah.
In that area, and her career got absolutely poleaxed, and her reputation, and everything else. So she's actually in there at the moment, but she believes that she's made a claim that Scott Morrison lied to Parliament.
They all fucking lie to Parliament.
But I think it's in a situation where
we're gullible idiots if we think that they don't all lie all the time to each other about us and get away with it.
I think that's the guts of it.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that one.
A little bit of research. Sure. I'll go and grab.
You go and grab the paper.
Yeah.
You know, because we definitely have to do our Rick picks and the other important things for the evening. Some of you guys might have noticed the post that I rolled out this morning from New South Wales Police. Now, I'll make this very, very clear. I do not care what anyone's consenting adult sexuality is. I couldn't give a rat's ass. If you want to be the kinkiest son bitch on the world, go for it. Again, with consenting adults. Stay away from kids. This isn't a fucking hard rule. It's difficult for you to understand. You dead shits. Stay away from kids. But here's what the New South Wales Police Force did. Now, obviously, this Mardi Gras business is rolling around and everyone's getting excited about running around naked in the streets, right? The fact they make shit and whatever else. Again, I don't care what your sexuality is, but when you're rolling around waving it in everybody's face, this is when people are going to get pissed off. Now, our New South Wales Police Force, 13 hours ago, that would have been about 7, 8 o'clock this morning, have now got a rainbow flag and all this sort of bullshit and a transgendered flag on their little avatar on Bookface. And here was the little statement. We take all crime seriously, including hate-motivated crimes. They love this word hate at the moment. I hate corrupt cops. I hate corrupt politicians. I hate cunts who fucking fiddle children. So if that's going to cause me to be locked up, well, so be it. When you report hate that you witness or experience, you become part of a larger movement to remove it from our society. So this there was some dumb shit on planet. And silly fire it right off. They've given a whole list. Hate crimes and hate incidents happen daily in New South Wales, but studies show that they are underreported. Hate is a prejudice or bias towards people because of their perceived difference. When a crime is motivated by hate, it's a hate crime. Blah, 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 fucking blah. Now, as somebody who doesn't give a fuck whether you're gay or not, or lesbian or not, or anything of the sort, what I do take offence to is my tax dollars funding rainbow flags on police. They really need to focus on, I don't know, stopping people being hacked, kids being hacked up with machetes. They need to probably stop, children being molested. I believe there was a satanic molestation cult. That was great work. They managed to arrest some of these fuckers, and one of them got arrested in Mount Austin in Wagga. Yesterday or the day before. They've rolled him up. Fantastic. That's what you guys should be focusing on, not fucking rolling around photos of some, I presume, AI-driven, allegedly homosexual figure. If he wasn't holding that, scallywhacker around at people in parades, there's a pretty good chance we'd be none the wiser as to what his sexuality is, and I wouldn't mind betting that the average Australian wouldn't fucking care. But while they're obsessed with the police are putting them on a pedestal, putting a target on their back effectively, saying, look at these people, they're victims. It's no different to look, let's be fair. there is elements of the Muslim community that are having a hard time at the moment, probably unjustly. On the other side, there are elements of the Muslim community that probably deserve a hard time. They're like that extremist wanker that I posted about out in Griffith the other day, who was in hospital talking about how aroused he got by watching terror-driven videos. That guy's a fuckwit and he should be shark food pontooned. I don't know if you saw that one. But then, of course, you've got this shit where you've got a group of people who we wouldn't know just by looking at them, generally speaking, who's gay, who's straight, who's bisexual, who's whatever the fuck, until they decide they want to have a parade, take up the whole fucking street, wave it around in front of everybody like we should all celebrate their sexuality. Allow me to make it very fucking clear. Your sexuality is not a sport at the Olympics. It's not an achievement. You haven't won an award. It's just your sexuality. And as long as you're not touching kids, most of us don't fucking care. This sort of bullshit from the police is why people do get their nose out of joint. This is why they do kind of go, fuck those people. And it's got nothing to do with hating them for their sexuality or anything else. It's like, just fuck off. We don't want to know about it. We don't need to know about it. It doesn't need to be jammed down our throats.
I listened to a radio article today, and they were talking about the 78ers. The 78ers are people who went on the first Mardi Gras march.
Yep.
And the coppers came in and bashed them.
No, that would never have happened because the coppers are here.
No.
In unity and solidarity.
No, back in the day.
There is no way the average copper in this country, and I'm talking about the actual copper who's out on the beat, out in the community, sensible,
yes.
Even the gay coppers.
Yes.
Because I'm sure there are some of them aren't that fucking stupid to think this is legit. This is some fuckwit uni students wasting our tax dollars, and absolutely, that drives the division.
Yes.
Wankers.
Now, back to this bit of research that we do on the fly. There's a news source called The New Daily. Don't know who they are, what they are. Anyway, they've got an article from Miklos Bolsa and Tom Walk.
Miklos and Tom.
From the 23rd of Feb.
How did two people write the same article?
Well, they work together.
That's lovely, but thinking, like, how does that work? Anyway,
former Prime Minister Morris is among dozens of people being sought by government lawyers as they build a defence against the compensation claimed by Brittany Higgins' former boss. Alleged he made a false statement to Parliament after Higgins raped a leader in 20.
Only one.
Well, Brown, a former staffer in Morrison's office, is suing the Commonwealth for damages, saying the government gagged her from responding to accusations about her handling of Higgins' claims. She held leadership of the EM's office in 2021 and was chief of staff to the then Senator Linda Reynolds in 2019, when Higgins says a fellow Reynolds staffer raped her in Parliament House. So Brown's lawsuit returned to the federal court on Monday when Justice Nye Perham ordered mediation in late April or early May after the Commonwealth filed its defence. Pretty heavy shit. And a fair bit of dirty laundry being aired, but
all a complete load of shit. Everything from you watch the video of Higgins and Bruce Lerman fucking
doesn't matter,
sneaking their way in.
We're not even worried about
but
that.
It's all a waste of money.
Yes, we're talking about
load of bullshit.
We're talking about the way it got covered up, the people who got steamrolled, the whole bullshit thing. You know what I mean?
It started from one lie onto the next lie onto the next lie. They're all full of shit, the whole lot of them. Yeah. And they all shouldn't have jobs on the taxpayer dollar. I'd like to see them all bankrupted and homeless. That would be well deserved and just.
Okay.
All right, let's more a bugle. Let's have a look.
Let's go. They're already. They must have watched last week's episode because they've got the price right.
They got the price right. The price is right.
The price is right. Last week they charged $3 at the news agency for the more independent, but they still had a $2 ticket price.
Every should have money from the $2.50. Not that I care.
Now I'm going to check
the date.
The date, just to make sure, and this might be wrong across all the interwebs in the world. It's Thursday, 25th. True.
They got it right.
2 from 2. They're on fire.
Hey, I tell you what.
Now, I don't know where. Oh, no, he's still there.
Who?
Oh, Sean Cunningham. The bloke who did a massive hit job on me when...
I remember. Well, I couldn't pick him up. I remember the name. Why? What's his?
Oh, no, he's still there because first thing we'll do, Rick picks.
Yeah, that's the most fun.
Yeah.
So page 1, how many goes did he get?
Page 1, we've got one little one.
A little one. A little Ricky. A little Ricky.
There's one.
How good.
So he's 1 from 1.
That's lovely.
That's a good average. Page 2, no.
World Day of Prayer. Earl Aid, tomorrow, yeah.
No, page 3, no.
Oh, this is not looking good.
1 from 3.
Your mate one's going to get sacked.
Aha! He's back. He's back.
He's back.
He's given Bob Solly a present.
Oh, yeah? What's Bob getting a present for?
Lad, out of town, having a good tash.
He's got a fantastic mustache. Bob Solly has one of the finest mustaches ever produced in Temora, I wouldn't mind saying.
No, he's been on the Temora Police and Community Committee for quite some time. Bob's been...
Right, no, well, that's all right. So we're at 2 for 4, are we? 2 for
2
5.
for 4, 50%, and now we're up to page 6, and we've missed and missed. So we're running at about a 33%.
Mate, Gosling's going to say,
no, Thomas, remember? He avoided Noel.
Oh, Noel, sorry.
Noel Fisher.
It's hard to remember which.
Remember Noel with the big camera?
No.
Not afraid to use it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Noel. No, look, I'm telling you, we're at 3, and we're
into the Coolaman Times here.
We've got Michael McCormick.
Yeah, but that's the Coolaman Times, isn't it? That's not...
Well, it's certainly in the middle.
It's not the Temora paper, officially.
Then we've got the Narrabri News, and I reckon when you... Well,
I'll tell you what, it's quite weak so far.
3.
What about in the sports section?
Well, we're up to motoring. No, he wasn't motoring.
It's not motoring. Council endorses a submission.
Oh.
I'll bet there's plenty of name drops in there.
See, this is what I was talking about to Win News on Friday. Councillor Furman said council advocates heavy vehicle alternative remains one of its highest priorities, although we haven't had a workshop on it since March 2023. This is not a new issue. It's a long-standing safety and economic priority for Temora Shire. Removing heavy freight from our CBD will improve safety, enhance the visitor experience and strengthen our local economy. So we need to do something about it, Rick.
Fair. Anyway, before we bounce back on that, yes, agree. We've got to finish the count. Otherwise, people are going to go grab coffee.
Okay.
They'll grab a beer or they'll take a shot.
3.
Fundamentally, Fanny and Adam are watching.
3. He wasn't at the Dogs. He wasn't at the golf. He wasn't at the bowls.
What's going on in this town?
He wasn't at the women's AFL.
Oh, sexism, surely.
He wasn't swimming. Didn't have the budgie smugglers on. Wasn't playing cricket.
So it's a pretty low turnout this week.
Well,
the punters are going to be very disappointed. They spend their $3 expecting at least 6 or 7 photos of the mayor that they... He's on top. No,
that's what led me to think of the fine publication that is another paper that No.
And how many other papers are there?
There was an ad. Am I losing my marbles?
Well, depending on who you talk to, it's questionable as to whether you've had any marbles.
I'm sure I read an advertisement in here for a journo.
For a journalist.
And I thought, about bloody time they got a journalist at the paper. Now,
what do you need one of those for?
And then help. We go. Might be a job for myself, you know.
Why don't you put your hand up? It's all that you got to do. You got nothing else going on.
No, but I could do this.
Oh, fuck, I suspect a trained monkey could fucking do it from all the results we've seen over the last couple of years.
No, this is proper. This is their fair
It's proper. I'm just saying, based on the last couple of years' worth of journalism we've seen roll out of the joint, I'm fairly sure my 5-month-old baby could probably produce as much.
Applications are now open, so sharpen up your pencils. Cadet journalist, sports/general news. Study journalism at Deakin University for 3 years. Jesus Christ, if these blokes study. Oh, wow.
That's.
I'll take a heck with the bill.
I'm not part of that, I'll tell you.
The Temora Independent is currently expressions of interest from motivated candidates to join the team in Temora as a cadet journalist.
What's the team look like? It'd be, what's the face down there? She's still down there selling the advertising?
No, she was fantastic.
Yeah, she's a lovely lady. I'm just thinking, I can't remember.
I remember in a minute because I have lots of people's names in my head.
Yeah, I dig it.
Out in a minute. Sharon,
there you go.
She was fantastic. The successful candidate will learn how to write clear, concise, and interesting news for feature stories for our newspaper and associated digital and social media platforms while studying journalism on the job.
Fuck.
Is this you? Soon to be a Year 12 graduate or past graduate? No.
I don't know what you do.
Excellent English skills.
You're not learning any at school at the moment.
Maybe. Passionate about absolutely. Passionate about the local community. Ability to build rapport and network quickly. Absolutely. You just look at me work in council.
I'm for sure.
Strong organisational skills and attention to detail. I think tick. Valid driver's licence. Tick.
Look at you go.
Photography and or social media skills. Tickety tick. Well, Nolly, I reckon I might put in for this.
I reckon you should just out of pure entertainment.
No, but I really do. I think I'd be well suited. I think I'd piss it in.
I reckon, in about 5 minutes a day, you could manage to roll out most of it.
Well, I reckon I could fill. I wonder if I could get an opinion piece.
Oh, look, I tell you what, I reckon you could. I reckon some people.
I wonder how long
Noel's
going to stay. If I go to Deakin University and do my cadet journalism, and then Noel's getting a bit long in the tooth, and I'm a bit of a spring chicken. I reckon I could be editor there in about 7 years.
That's a long-term planning.
Well, you've got to work into it, and you've got to learn the ropes. Learn how to
read a calendar so you know what date to put up in the top corner.
Learn how much the paper is.
Learn how much we're selling this thing for.
And then you've got to learn how to get all the angles of the mayor in the camera. And then you've got
there's only one phone number to networking wise.
Then you've got to learn the code. The code of
your secret handshakes and
the code.
Little tiddly fingers and all the bits in between.
And you've got to know what to report and what not to report, because some stuff is news, but you don't put it in the paper, and other stuff is news. Some other stuff's not news, but you do put it in paper.
Well, yeah, you've got to get the bus screen properly, a lot up somewhere, maybe mixing with, as long as the sports stories are all right, you're kind of good to go. Don't upset the sporting clubs, and you should be sweet.
You're halfway there.
What a circus! Anyway, well, the rig picks were a little light on this week. Noel, you probably need to up your game a bit.
Yeah,
otherwise, you could well be on the chopping blocks, huh?
Any more rig picks? Well, one of them was a little one.
A little one. It's all about size.
Well, there was only one on the front. Like, we counted this one on the front page, and I'm telling you, it's a postage stamp.
Fucking hell.
So we're being kind.
We are very kind gentlemen. We're very generous. You know,
giving.
I'd certainly try some
giving our time.
Absolutely.
Right, so there you go.
Well, that's all, about it. All very interesting in that little space.
Well, it is. Obviously, the Temora Independent is planning for a long and prosperous future when they're recruiting a cadet journalist.
Serious? Yeah, they're going to be around for another 100 years.
I
Don't know.
hope they bloody
you do, whereas I'm a bit more burn it. But,
no.
You know, I'm.
Like I said to you many times
We've
before,
discussed this many times on the program.
if
You
you
look at it like a publican. I look at it like a government, and I go, once it's corrupted and broken, burn the fucker down.
well,
Just.
I just
flatten it.
think a really good editor who actually wants to get the real story and actually communicate that to the community.
But then you're in the same boat. If we just got a really good politician, or if we just got a really good, socialism, it would have worked, but it just hasn't been done properly all those hundreds of times that it's and all those people it's killed. Look, they just haven't done it right. The leader hasn't been benevolent enough.
You know, that journalists, depending on the circumstance, play a pretty important role. And
no, they used to.
Well, they still do.
Well,
there's been some pretty big stories that have been broken, and there's been some pretty tough action taken by journalists, and there's been some pretty heavy attacks on them.
As they should be attacked regularly.
No. I mean, like
here's some quality journalism for you. Where'd that one go? Oh, here we go. From the New York Times, another fine publication.
Well, you reckon it's been around for a day or two?
This article by Margot Kaplan. I don't know who Margot Kaplan is, and I'm not going to share the entire article with you, but I'll read the headline for you. Some of you follow me on social media would have seen it before. Pedophilia, a disorder, not a crime.
Oh, fuck off. That's
the New York Times. Off. This is what we're dealing with, right? Pedophilia, disorder, not a crime. Then, now we've got one here the other day. A Riverina man flagged for deportation after threats about Bondi Beach. Now this one sounds cool. That's by a fellow Cable Dawes. A Griffith man to be deported after threatening hospital staff with a jihad and mimicking a mass shooting while referencing the Bondi Beach tragedy. Muhammad Awesh Ibrahim Katakori, of 30, appeared in Wagga 5 video link, pleading guilty to two charges of stalking and intimidation. Put this fool on a pontoon and feed him to the fucking sharks. Bye. Happy fucking days. We don't need any of this shit in our lives. We've got to stop patting them on the head. Pedophilia lady there, she can go feet first into a wood chipper. There's no more negotiating with these dead.
Okay, Dawes did the article about a fellow we've had on the show before, Fred Ferner. Business grudge leads to pub violence as holiday brawl ends in court.
Right. And again, I don't buy the Daily Advertiser either because they're on my permanent shit list. What did they have to say for themselves?
I read through that article, the online article. I haven't read the actual newsprint article yet.
Well, you'd like to think it's exactly the same. If they're doubling up, then that's...
The newsprint article is more in-depth.
Right.
But it puts forward this narrative that I tend to believe. So, what cables?
This
bloke might have been Aussie Dave, who just had a crook feed at KFC and a pain in the guts.
Well, look, I actually read that. Actually, that whole article, I believe, was shared to me.
I don't know about cable. The jury's out on cable.
Yeah, well, again, that's the problem with these journalists is they make half of it up. The other half they try and make it sound like they're clever, and then the other half they're pontificating their opinion. You're a journalist. Your job is to report the facts and shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
We don't care what your opinion is. Your opinion's worth diddly squat. So right? If you want to write an opinion piece, fine. Right, this is my opinion. But if you're flexing anything as a journalist as an article. And it's not simply black and white. This is the A, this is the B, this is what happened. You're not a journalist. You're a dead shit, and you've destroyed your own industry. I think that's about where it's all at. And I have no sympathy for these people, none whatsoever. What's my kid doing ringing? Hang on, I'm going to answer the phone live.
Hello.
You're live on air, big fella. What's going on? Don't say anything silly. You'll get called out, and don't talk about your girlfriend on the air because people will hear.
So obviously, like adults.
Yes. How'd you go at swimming? Did you win?
Yeah, I went all right.
You went all right. About time. That's from not training enough. Is there?
To be a superstar.
Oh, good God. Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Apparently, he had to train to be a superstar. Just so you're all aware, he does need to train to be a superstar.
You're gonna get extra likes just for me talking.
Oh, fuck.
We will.
Right, I'll see you later
Later.
on.
Dad, that
Right.
was only John saying it to me.
Oh, right. Okay. So what can I do for you at this fine time? Yes, sir.
Oh, you have to go pick my bike up some money, guys.
Okay, no worries. I shall do that.
And just
Hello?
saying if you were home.
Oh, right. No, I'm at the same place I am every Thursday night.
In the Bat Cave,
We're in the
fighting
back.
crime.
Yeah, that's right. I'm very efficient, your dad. All right, mate. I'll see you in a little bit. Righto.
It's for me.
Millions of likes because of you.
Yeah.
Go at this kid. Yeah, all right. I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Right. Bye. I love you. Bye. Little muppet.
Yes. So yeah, we'll wait and see. Cable doors. I don't know whether he sat in the courthouse. I don't know how it all went down. But anyway, we'll wait and see.
We'll wait and see. Yeah. Look, and that's a big part of a lot of this stuff is the bullshit.
You've
runs so thick and fast. It's not funny.
You've been front page on the Daily Advertiser before.
I've had 3 or 4 front covers, to be fair. I've
Mm.
had 3 or 4 front covers.
Yeah.
We had one.
Not when you did something good.
No, well, yeah, like we at the
You
start.
didn't get a front cover when you finished your half marathon
No,
and
God,
raised heaps
no.
of money.
Well, we got the front cover when we had my campaign launch going
Yeah.
up against Michael McCormack.
Oh yeah, that was all right.
That was okay. I mean, they wanted to frame it as like all the anti-vaxxers in Australia are converging on Wagga or some shit, and it's like, no, we just don't agree with the COVID vaccine being mandated on everybody, which we've been proven to correct.
Yes,
Just quietly,
just for the record,
it's all been proven that we were correct. So, I've had a few over the years, to be fair. The more recent ones, obviously, let's be fair, the gang in charge of that have been the gang that's in charge of this one. And, as I've made it fairly clear to them and everybody else, I'm not afraid of any media outlet. I don't have those, evil skeletons in the closet, like unless you want to peer through my bedroom window, which is, again, consenting adults,
at your
fuck
own
off.
risk.
Yeah, hell yeah, absolutely. Like the point being, I don't have those secrets.
Yes.
I don't have to worry about them going, we're going to catch you doing this, or you've embezzled money from, whatever, or
That was one of the most interesting things with all of this negativity that was directed towards me from a council perspective.
Yeah.
When you've worked for them for 20 years and they can't find a single instant where you haven't delivered.
You can find people who don't like me.
Oh,
You're not going to find a minute to go, oh, fuck yeah, rip me off.
yeah.
Or, look, it's just never happened.
Yeah.
Things have gone wrong and you make them right or whatever you do.
Do your best.
Yeah, but you're kind of not going to find anybody going, oh, look, I was in business with that guy and he fucking screwed me and stole my wife. And
I had a bloke come into my shop one time.
Yeah.
And he was beside himself.
Yeah.
And he wanted his deposit back.
Yeah.
He was adamant that he paid a deposit. And I said, the only paperwork I've given you so far, Bugger Lugs, is a quote.
Yeah.
Now, how did you pay me this deposit? And he thought he'd EFT'd it.
Yeah.
And I said, well, me BSB shit's not on me quote. And I've never done business with you before, so you wouldn't have me bank details.
Yeah.
So how did you put this money in my bank? And he was a bit
miffed,
dumbfounded.
It's a bit hard to answer a question like that.
And he actually had done it. And the other worst part was he never apologised. So he accused me of taking a deposit and then he wanted it back and right or wrong. It turns out he never paid a deposit.
I'm just going to go around and start asking people for my deposit back for shit that hasn't been done.
Yeah, so you know what I mean? You just back up the track, son. Back up the track.
A bloke, Wagga-based bloke the other day, or a couple of year and a half, 2 years ago, whatever it was now. Look, he went bust, right? And he's a moderately high profile type fella. Moderately. Like, let's be fair,
Yeah, everyone knows him. Or knows of
you're
him,
pretty
yeah.
well known, you know. Right, well,
Yeah, it's only a little blonde.
yeah, and
You
look,
don't have to be. You don't have to be 100 pounder.
he was getting hammered online when it came out. It was a paper gun for him and made pricks themselves. And I did this unusual thing. Journalists should try it sometime. I rang him. Mate, there you go. And look, I know you're having a real tough time. I'm not trying to be an arsehole, but I'm about to come in swinging in your defence a little bit here. I just want to make sure. Who did you owe money when you went belly up?
Oh, I've got a fair idea.
And
I think the only person who might have been the ATO.
The ATO and fucking, I think Telstra owed a couple of $1,000. Two entities of which I have no love or sympathy for. And if the ATO wasn't stealing so much money from every godforsaken bastard in this country that has the audacity to attempt to build a business or a career or a life for their family in this country, if they weren't being robbed blind, there'd probably be a hell of a lot more business or a lot less businesses going into receivership. Barbecues galore, collapsed. Another one,
now,
another company
just be
today.
Careful with the local situation. I think the barbecues galore in Moggers are privately owned.
There are two separates, yes, because I did a bit of research. The barbecues galore master framework collapsed.
Yes.
There are independent stores in there. I can't remember what it was. It's like 70-30.
Yes.
2% of the businesses are independently owned and independently, but you've still got a business the size of barbecues galore going to the wall.
Yeah.
You've got another company today. I'd never heard of them. I won't lie to you. They had about 30 stores around Australia, and they were $8.9 million in debt. And I wouldn't mind betting most of the fucking ATO. They're desperately destroying businesses, and if they're too stupid to realise that they're either doing it deliberately, which I think they're doing it deliberately, but I've been accused of being a bit paranoid. I have no faith in them trying to do the right thing to build and support businesses that are not basically conglomerates in this country. And I don't see any period of time where that's not going to be the case. I have such little faith in our government. And I don't just mean, this idiot Albanese and his mates. I'm talking about the previous 40 years of government have been absolutely actively working to stretch, struggle, pain, destroy as many small to medium businesses as humanly possible. And I'll stand by that until the day I die. Here's another interesting one. Now, I'm hoping this gentleman, I'm not going to call him by name, but I had a phone call the other day about cars. Some of you may know they sell cars. Be something to know. I sell cars, so I've been getting a lot of phone calls. Now, this gentleman turned out to be in Queensland. Now, I also deal with quite a few veterans.
Yep.
Now, there's a couple of veterans who really don't like me. There's a fellow named Bob who's been following me around the internet for the last little while, desperate to get famous. He's kind of cute and a little bit darted. But anyway, we'll leave Bob out of this one because I generally have a really good relationship with the veteran community, other than poor old Bob and one or two of his special mates. This gentleman left me a voicemail. I'm hoping he takes this as not a compliment, but I guess just a true story of fact. Left a voicemail. Dean, I need a car. If I'm going to buy one, I want to buy one from you. I think you'll try your best to help me, which, of course, that's my philosophy, is to try and help people as best I can, where I can, within the scope, with the levers that I have at my disposal. So I rang him back. Hey, how you going? He thought I was in Queensland, so obviously I'm a little bit limited to help him up there. I did jump on Facebook Marketplace and did a bit of a search, did a bit of a reach around for what he was looking for. But I said, one of the main questions I asked, what do you do with your car? What are your needs? What are you chasing? I live in it. I said, sorry? I live in it. Just me and my dog. And now it's broken down. And I'm really in the shit. I have a modest amount of money. Now, this is somebody who, from conversation we had, has served combat service, to the best I understood the conversation. And after combat service, this prick's living out of his fucking car. But it's all right. Albo's got another new house. Our politicians are doing well. Bureaucrats are getting pay rises. Arseholes who do 2/10 of fuck all are on 300, 400, 500 grand a year. We've got a race a race commissioner in this country, an Indian fellow who hates white people, on 600 grand a year to tell us that we're all racist pricks. Yet an Australian fucking veteran is homeless and living in his car. And there's multiple. That's one very story in the space. This country is because of power class, and they need to start being gently, because I would never ever, have a call to violence or anything of the sort. But we need to work out a way to get these people out of these jobs. We need to have them removed from Parliament and replaced with non-corrupt, not to the core people who put this country and its actual citizens first, as in Australian first, yes, Indigenous Australians and Australians that are born Australian citizens who love and grow and develop this country. Anybody outside of that category, effectively, to the back of the line, fuck off. The fact that we've got veterans sleeping in their cars, and you go down to that Wilkes Park in Wagga, and there's home there everywhere. The joint fucking mess, but we better import another 100,000 people from some third world shithole so they can hack up our children with machetes. The joint's fucked, and it really pisses me off.
Yes. Well, even just at a local level, we've had a blowout. This isn't secret. This is in the minutes from last Thursday's Temora Shire Council meeting at page 559. If anyone's got any insomnia tonight, just
if you don't have insomnia, go look for this, you'll find you'll sleep real.
Quarterly budget review statement. Budget variations.
Oh,
Council budget an operating deficit of $2.629 million, an operating deficit. At the first quarterly review, variations were made to the budget, resulting in a projected net operating result before capital items to a deficit of 5.147.
Oh, well, we've doubled our failure.
Yeah, so 2.62 to 5.2 is pretty much smack on double.
Every single person in that council should be sacked. End of story.
The second quarterly review results in a net variation of the operating result for the quarter of an additional 0.119 million. So what's that, another 109?
The entire executive body needs to be removed.
Capital items to a deficit of 5.266.
That's fucking disgusting. Everyone should be pissed off about it. So we're shitting ourselves because we have been, so we're going to put
in this report. It says council is currently operating under a significant budgetary pressure, requiring careful prioritisation of resources and expenditure as part of council's ongoing commitment to address financial sustainability and in accordance with our plan for the future, undertake the data analysis and stakeholder engagement required to position council to apply for a special rate variation.
Fuck you and your special rate variation. There you go.
So,
end of story. That's where I'm at with that.
We spoke last week.
Useless thieving fuckwits.
We spoke last week about an attack on me in the meeting. A bit of an actual ambush where the expenditure council had incurred trying to keep secrets from the community in an cap or a sense, $1,000 on legal fees alone. That's not including staff time.
No, they're fucking wasteful, disgusting, parasitical fucking entity. And that's all councils. It's not personal. That's just facts. You can't run a budget and can't do maths. Like every other household in Australia that's got to figure out how to pay their bills and live within their means, you can get fucked.
I'm rapidly approaching about the 18-month mark of my second term in council in a 4-year term. Council have spent well in excess of $100,000 on codes of conduct, investigating codes of conduct. That's not to mention staff time. The one thing
every non-essential.
The one thing that council don't report
needs to be shut down
is the cost on, say, someone like myself responding to codes of conduct or so. I don't know. On the one hand, council's going down the Google financially, but it doesn't will to rein in.
They just want this rate variation. We'll spend well beyond our means. And then we'll, instead of using the credit card, we'll use the ratepayer card and we'll rob them fucking harder.
But
because every single person in that executive office needs to take a pay cut because clearly you can't manage a budget. Every single one of you. And every single councillor should not receive $1 of remuneration until we are back in the black. And that's without inflicting more pain upon ratepayers. Fuck you.
Yeah. Now, the biggest impact is going to be, it's not going to be for the top end of town. They can absorb a special rate variation. It's going to be for the bottom end of town. And these are people who've got a fixed income and they cannot just get a second job or get a third job.
Where do you find an extra,
Yeah.
you know, what, $1,000, $2,000 a year to pump into this bullshit?
We don't know what it's going to be, but...
Well, it's not going to be an extra $5. I can guarantee you that.
If you generally go for a special rate variation, they usually go for something significant because it's such a expensive and time-consuming process. So they've already had consultants and they're already positioning themselves.
they've already spent $5.2 million in consultants so that they can come to the conclusion that they need a special rate variation.
They've certainly spent a lot of time and money.
Wankers.
Getting ready. I think it's they've been on the phone to that special farm up in Queensland that grows the biggest pineapples, the real spiky ones, and I think they're getting truckloads of them express. So anyway,
wake up, people.
Brace yourselves.
It's time to start shutting down councils and going, no, sorry, we don't approve the council. You can fuck off.
I just don't. For the life of me, that's why I'm on council, because all I see is this constant stream of projects that
any project that is not
fully managed, poor outcomes for the, and I'll give you the best example that off the top of my head.
Privatise the fucking lot.
Off the top of my head, the Temora Town Hall. Now, that is the project that actually broke my relationship with council. Now, the disabled access for Temora Council.
Got that wrong, didn't they?
Memorial Hall, the Temora Town Hall, is not compliant. Now, when
don't tell them I spend $1 million more on fucking fixing it.
Why?
Why? Because they fucked it up in the first place by the sound of it.
When you've got an architect, you've got the project manager was the project manager. The person who managed that project is the Director of Environmental Services, a qualified building inspector. And something as important as equitable access to the town hall, the one building in town where everyone should be able to get into, was fucked up. Now, I went around the hall the other day on the western side wall, and the new facade, well, relatively new facade, the newest part of the building,
right,
that was finished around September 2019, is starting to crack.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, like, it's got a CFC, compressed fibro cement sheet facade on a steel frame, and the screws are starting to pop and the sheets are to crack.
That's lovely.
Now, this thing's 6 years old, 7 years old, 2019, 2026.
Built to last.
Yeah, 6.5 years old. Well, who's going to pay for that?
Just the ratepayers again.
Okay.
We are a never-ending stream. We are just cows here to be fucking milked by parasites. That's all we are.
When council got them up stage, original estimate was $50,000. I think I've got all the detail up there. I think the final price came in at about $150.
Again, because nobody can fucking count.
Well,
if we were all this bad at math, we'd starve.
But even at a personal level or a local business level, if you're consistently making mistakes of this
magnitude, there are consequences.
And that's the issue. When people are spending other people's money,
they don't give a fuck.
Well, if they do, there's no consequence. Even they might feel really bad about it, but there's still no personal financial consequence on them.
Well, I think they should all be sued,
And, well,
personally sued.
I think that's probably where you would get some level of
Accountability and
yeah,
action and
yes, I think
responsibility.
if it's putting on negligence,
I already consider it negligence. They've doubled the deficit.
I'll give you the best example.
In what? How many months did we say they've just doubled that?
Yeah.
That's negligent. That's negligent. It's irresponsible. It's disgusting. Fuck them to the moon.
Yes, and the worst part is the council sign off on the budget. We get figures given to us by council officers.
Yeah.
And then
when I'm hammering council, I'm not talking about the parks and gardens.
3 months
I'm
later,
not talking about the.
But 3 months later, we've got a massive variation. Now, the only thing that's going to resurrect that budget is a great big bag of cash from Albo.
Well, no. What's going to resurrect that budget is you stop anything that's not profitable, anything that's not necessary. So, tough days, guess what? If it's some sort of council-sponsored bullshit, festival, fair,
yes,
pool, fucking
I think
cinema, they all need to be privatised. The whole lot needs to be stopped. And every single person in that executive building gets a pay cut in line up until we're back in the black, and absolutely fuck them to the moon. And that goes the same. No councillor should be paid while ever we're heading crash course towards that sort of shit.
I've questioned why the cinema continues to run at a loss, and I spoke about the director of environmental services and the reasons for the poor performance of the financial
because the movies are shit. Well, he's not wrong. I haven't seen a good movie come out in 10 years. But
okay, but if we're going to run a cinema that's only got shit movies to show,
shut it down.
Well, exactly.
End of story. Yeah. Shut it down. Privatise it. Lease it to fucking some movie enthusiast who can then cover the cost at their own cost. Yeah. Not my fucking problem.
Yes, exactly. But losing money consistently and ongoing in something that is, and look, it's a nice to have, but it's not essential.
No.
And
this will hurt my, Arnie died. Shut the fucking pool down. Stop funding it. If it's not making money, if it's a big black hole, shut it. There's a perfectly good lake out there that doesn't cost anywhere near as much to run. Go swimming out there. Not my problem. We're not paying for the shit. Loose.
There's a lot of stuff.
To double the deficit in this short period of time that's fuck you to the citizens of this town.
Well, particularly from
council,
and then that report goes on to talk about a special rate variation.
Yeah, fuck off. We can't count, so we're gonna rape you further. Yes. Every single one of them needs to either
but then
be
you
sacked,
look at project
take a pay
after
cut.
project after project.
Yeah, fuck them.
With cost overrun or reworks required or
no. Absolutely fuck them.
So
I was cranky with them before. I'm even crankier now.
But as probably a lone voice on council, because there's not. It's very rare for other councillors to actually see my side of the equation. They're too busy. I don't know what they're busy doing. Anyway, there doesn't seem to be. I'll give you the best example. Something that came up. And it was brought up by the mayor last week at the council meeting in respect to this cost they've incurred adding the ex general manager's deed of release. He said, not one other councillor has asked to view that document.
No, well, that's a sad indictment of them.
Exactly.
That's an indictment of their poor governance and interest in what the fuck's going on.
I'm a terrible person for wanting to know what I'm a party to.
Yeah. Every single other councillor should be absolutely chomping at the bit to know what the fuck they're signing up to and what's going wrong.
That was really concerning. When he said that, I just thought, wow. So these people are just sitting here.
Oblivious to whatever's going around, but they get to where, do you get a little that says I'm a councillor? You had to put CR in front of your name, like it's special.
One thing they need to do, though, is they need to get out the Local Government Act, and they need to actually realise what they're on the hook for, because that $2.6 million increase to the budget deficit sheets back to the council laws.
Unfortunately, as we've noticed, from areas in the country, it's about going belly up its own, just to catch up by looks at it. Yeah. They don't care. Yes, there are no consequences to any of this shit. These councils go broke, and then they raise rates, and then they'll raise our taxes, and then they'll sort of manage to shuffle some money around, create some departmental welfare churn for fucking the biggest welfare recipients in the country with far less credibility than the Doleys, and that is every single politician and bureaucrat in the fucking joint.
Yes.
Right? It's disgusting.
Well, anyway.
I'm glad you brought that up. I
That's
feel really good about it.
That's at a local level. It's the same at a state level. It's the same at a federal level.
Yeah, they're all
So they're all peace. Yeah.
it's disgusting. They're just absolute parasites, a whole lot of them.
Ethan Clark. He said if a businessman makes a mistake, he suffers the consequences. If a bureaucrat makes a mistake, you suffer the consequences.
Was an Ayn Rand quote, and it's very, very sensible Ayn Rand quote.
And it's true. And exactly. And the parties, you know what they're doing.
Well, there's money to keep you on a cycle, your little hamster wheel, running a gut out to them so they can sit there and tell you what's right and wrong about your life.
If anybody wants to go back, and I'll tell you about cost shifting and all these services that need to be delivered, but council actually insert themselves into a lot of these things unnecessarily, and then they bleat about the additional costs, and then it's woe is me, when realistically everything was going along okay and you didn't really need to go into that space.
Yeah, they have no business in 80% of the spaces area.
And
fix the roads and shut up. Maybe mow the parks.
But stay out of the local businesses, stay out of the gym business, stay out of the entertainment business,
You don't need to be running caravan parks. You don't need to be doing any of that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if that one's making them any money or what, but the reality is...
both the parks have gone now. Both the parks
are them off the books. They're on private management. Good, because they should be.
They're being leased out. I don't know how the outcomes are.
I don't care as long as we're not paying for it. I couldn't give a shit what the outcomes are.
No, we are. We're paying some elements of it.
Oh, right. We're a partner.
Well, even as the lessor, we own the infrastructure.
Yeah, you're a landlord, which I get that.
And we've got the asset and we've got the depreciation of the asset. So if we're not making enough money to cover the depreciation of the asset, then we're technically going backwards.
Yes.
So you can sit there and say it's not costing us anything, and you say, yes, include the depreciation.
Okay, and that's fine, and that's where you need to be having whoever's running it, paying whatever bill's required to do it. Otherwise, you shut it. Again, if it doesn't deserve to die, if it needs to die, then it needs to die.
Yes.
All those, when Qantas went broke,
Yeah.
we should never have propped them up. Let it fucking die.
Yeah. I'm
done with being ripped off to pay for shit for other people that have absolutely no consequences whatsoever.
Yeah.
So, as far as I'm concerned, they can absolutely all kiss my ass right now. That's good news for the evening. In other good news, Albo was chased out of the lodge for security. That's about the most sensible thing the cops have done in recent times, grabbing him out of the lodge.
Yeah, what was the threat?
He's the threat.
Oh, excuse me. What was the threat?
Fuck knows. No. Just the big headlines were Albanese's, I think the first one that I saw, actually, the way it worked made me chuckle. I smiled. Albanese removed from the lodge due to security threat. Yeah. And yes, you are a fucking security threat, you absolute potato. We need to keep him out of the lodge. We need to get all of his mates out of Parliament, skull drag the whole lot of them out. Good job, AFB. Let's start arresting all of them.
There was a guy in town the other day, actually. He was a civilian. Like, he was working for a private company, but he was packing a bit of heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought, that's a bit odd.
Yeah, it's going to get worse, I think, but that's just me. I have these inklings at times. Oh. And I wish I had them less, and I wish I was proved right far less, but anyway.
I think in order for it to improve, we're going to have to see it a little bit tougher.
Well, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming like a freight train.
Well, it's not impacting Middle Australia. It's really hurting the edges, but it is coming.
It's
And I think it's slowly.
Any of those people who have just a young tradie married to a school teacher, and they've just gone, oh, look, we're going to buy $1 million house, because let's be fair, buying a house any cheaper than that's bloody hard work now. Good luck finding one. And by the way, and interest rates just went up, and shit, we've just hit $1 trillion in debt. Guess where the interest rates are going next time those clowns meet? Again, more
how it's going up. insurance is going.
Our power's going up 20%, but it's all right because 50% of our power, apparently, according to who's all the bit Peter Dutton for the seat. 50% of the power in her electorate was done by green energy. How about your power went up by 20%? You absolute spastic.
Yeah.
Absolute spastic. We are being ruled over by complete retards who are actively trying to destroy the country and to destroy the middle class. And it's not an accident. They're not that stupid by being stupid. They're that stupid because that's their design.
Again with a guy the other day. I'm very much pro renewable power in a location where you haven't got the infrastructure for normal power gen. If you're going to remote Australia and dragging panels out there and make power, that's fantastic.
I've got no problem with it. But there should be no subsidies. Again, taxpayers popping up shit.
Again, coming back to Australia's natural advantages, we haven't exploited our natural advantages. We're actually giving our natural advantages away. We're paying over to buy a heap of stuff from China.
We're selling our gas off
for
less than we're taxing.
And we're buying all of the renewables back from China. So we're making them rich at our expense.
Yes.
How much money have we got?
How is it that beer tax brings in more revenue than gas tax, and we're one of the biggest gas exporters in the world? Yeah. We are run by corrupt fucking idiots.
Who've sold
And here we are sitting here going, but who's going to win the rugby league this year?
Yeah, exactly.
But it'll be right. It'll be right. Did you see the Kardashians? Kim's got a fantastic art. I couldn't care less anymore.
No.
I just don't care. It's just so out of control. We're just absolutely being, yes, Albo called Grace Tame difficult. I got a few other Grace Tame. She's a spastic as well. She should be sent on one of those shark food pontoons. You want to go to Gaza so bad and globalise and in for tartar or whatever it is on your bike, honey, you absolute bimbo. But I'm also not going to pat Albo on the head because he's a complete spanner as well. We've just got these people everywhere, and it's getting worse and it's getting worse. We've got articles about pedophilia not being a crime because it's a disorder. We've got the Epstein files, which are getting crazier and crazier. We've got pedophiles in Sydney being arrested.
Judge drunk and disorderly came from.
Well, fuck. Seriously, though, what sort of state of affairs? Australia has the second highest rate of downloading child abuse material in the world. We either need to have a good look at ourselves or we need to start putting some consequences in place for some of these people.
But on a bright note.
Yes, I bought a truck.
Yes. I've had a great week at work. I've been doing some good stuff. We've got a massively full order book.
Yeah.
I've got a great weekend planned. I had a great weekend last weekend, a really successful weekend. And then Sunday night I went out and I helped a local farmer get on top of his rabbit problem. So, all around, really. I actually had another job dealing with feral pigeons for a landowner, a business owner in town during the week. So that side of things is going good. Other work's going good. My dad had a little bit of a stint in hospital.
Yeah, is he all right?
But he's out and things are looking okay.
Yeah.
It's never a dull moment.
Oh, look, it's not, on my side of things. Again, bought a truck. The little freight business has just tripled in a one swift move.
Yeah.
So that's nice. I can't complain about that. But again, people, little pest control businesses.
You've got the vehicle business loan to prove how lucky you are.
Yeah, that's right. I've got responsibility comes with all these little projects, but my best business is sort of starting to grow nice and steady. I've got a solid bank of jobs building up over time, which is nice.
Yeah, it's been a good.
Cars are rolling out.
That's been a good one.
Cars are, I'm got to be about 17 funds. I'm going 250 for the year.
Plug. I better do a quick plug while we're
going. Who are you doing a plug for?
I haven't got much battery left in this phone, so hopefully it'll hang in whilst I get these dates. There's a fella called Matt Arthur. Matt Arthur and the Lazy Bones. They're ripping musos, do a great job, and they're coming to town.
A music show in Temora.
Yes, they're coming to Temora Sunday, the 12th of April. Now, it's a great show for the oldies because it'll be on about 3 in the afternoon. So if you like you can do it a couple of ways. You can go out for lunch and have a couple of froths, go to the show,
then have a party, or you can have a party and load up and then have dinner.
Yeah, go to the show. Anyway, it's on at Temora Memorial Town Hall.
Yeah, right. Oh, there you go.
Another show that Anthony Irvine Audio Productions has been called in to assist with.
Oh,
at my favourite venue in the world, Temora Town Hall, which is the bane of all my troubles, but also that's where I was doing all my audio productions in the first instance. Now, they're doing another show in Cooter the same weekend, but they're doing a Dire Straits show. Now, last show that they brought to town was a Eric Clapton show. It was excellent. Anyone who went raved about it. There just wasn't a heap there because it wasn't promoted widely. So I'm going to kick the
do
promotion.
A bit of marketing.
Yeah, get that going. So Matt Arthur and the Lazy Bones, they'll tick on off that away now. It's Sunday, the 12th of April at Temora Town Hall. I think it's 3:00 in the afternoon, but that'll all come out and be confirmed.
Oh, we'll have to share it on your Facebook page.
Yeah, once he's had some shows out a couple of weeks prior to that, so it won't be far off.
Yeah, fair enough.
If you like your music, these guys are great. I'm telling you, they're rippers.
Yeah, okay.
So, and I'm not easily impressed, but it's just.
I'll take your word for
really,
it. I don't like my chances of being anywhere at 3:00 in the afternoon. That's not some sort of a workspace.
Not
on
a
any
Sunday.
day
No, you can.
Sunday, maybe Sunday's sort of a bit of a funny one for me.
Take your boy and show him what a live band can really do, because these guys are great.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, depending on Sunday, it depends. I do a lot of pest jobs on a Sunday. That's usually my big pest day.
They're a really musicians with a long history in the Australian music scene. So they've been around, so they're really good.
Yeah, well, fair enough. Fair play.
It's just you don't see that sort of quality in certainly in Temora Town Hall that often. So no. So anyway, looking forward to that one.
That'll be good. Yeah, beautiful.
So that's the PA business. It's cracking along.
Yeah.
We've got the pest control businesses are both cracking along.
They're both cracking along. Yeah, I haven't got enough
we
hours
use
in
different
today.
poisons, but they're both quite as effective as each other. Very effective.
Absolutely.
And our core businesses are going pretty good.
There's plenty happening. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we can't complain in that arena. Kids are all, being kids. You heard tonight, thinks he's a mega star already, and all this sort of shit. Probably needs a bit of a toe up the ass, but anyway, probably been a bit soft on him over the years.
Right.
But and of course the baby's perfect.
Yeah, good.
She's back chatting and stuff already, so she'll be all right. Can't imagine where she'd get the inclination to have that sort of element of a personality. So life's pretty good. There's no complaints in that arena from where I'm at.
So what do you got? Have you bitten yourself off some ultra marathon, or are you going to hike Siberia, or ride a unicycle across the Sahara or something?
I'm just about due to. I'll tell you why. Look, now here's a thing.
Do you like a challenge?
I like a challenge, but my weight balloons, right?
Yes.
It does, because when I get hyper stressed, and usually it's when I'm doing big things like I setting up to triple this.
Yeah.
So I've been eating like fuckwit for the last probably 2 weeks while I've been working on this deal. It's a huge
you're busy,
deal.
so you don't.
And I'm busy and I'm not thinking about it. Just shovel food while I'm, and then you go, fuck.
Yeah, where did that come from?
Yeah, all right. And I do. I don't know. Some people don't have that, but the minute I kind of hit a certain point, I just look pregnant.
Yeah.
I just blow out, right? And then all of a sudden, it doesn't take long to pull it.
Yes.
I can pull it back in a bit reasonably quick, but then pull it right in takes a lot more. But I am due to come up with something, and I'm going to have to kick my ass a little bit, particularly once this little project settles down. It'll settle down, and then I'll kind of go, oh, shit, all right, what are we going to do? Where are we up to? I've booked a little bit of time off in April. There's a legal matter that pertains to Temora that I'll be attending in April.
Yeah, good.
After that,
well, that's what we do on this show. We fight crime.
I fucking hope we'll fight crime, and I'm all for wood chippering kitty fiddlers, but I've taken a little period of time, a few days off in and around that period, and I'm I'll come up with something in that space to go and make myself hurt and suffer a little bit, before I can. It was funny on Twitter the other day. I put up a video and a little bit of again, I don't like corrupt politicians. I don't like corrupt bureaucrats. I don't like corrupt police officers. Anybody who's corrupt, I don't like it. If you fiddle children, I don't like it. If you want to rape and murder our women, I don't like it. Anyway, this bloke got on there and he goes, oh, well, just a problem for our obesity cost in this country. I've been docked twice in the last 15 years. Yeah. I'm not costing you shit, dickhead. Yeah. And while we're on the topic, if that's the best argument you've got opposing anything I've just said there, chances are, which one of these are you? Because you're clearly one of them. You've got no argument whatsoever other than I'm a bastard. And I look at it and I go, in the scheme of things of where I should be, yes. In the scheme of where society's at, obese probably put the boundary a little bit.
Hard balance, and this is the biggest thing, is getting a routine where it's not boom, bust, boom, bust, boom.
Which is what I'm permanently in, you know. So,
but it's just, and it's really hard, and I don't know what the answer is.
Look,
I've got a canoe permanently strapped to the roof of my ute. Now, I went for a paddle Friday night after work. I haven't had it off the ute since.
Yeah.
So it's decoration.
Well,
it's nearly a week.
I've got the off on the move gym membership. There's a bit of a plug for an actual gym in town that's not sponsored by the fucking council.
Yes.
You know, and to be fair, I haven't been in there for weeks.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'll get up and I'll go every morning at 4 a.m. for a little period of time, and then I'll sort of, you know, so I do tend to get up about 4:30 most days.
Yeah.
But some days at 4:30, I'm trying to work out plans for freight business or pest control scheduling, or some of this political shit where I have to get up and research some of this stuff, because heaven forbid, if you're going to have opinions, you want to be able to back them up with a little bit of facts and a little bit of figures and a little bit of logical argument. Hence why the best insult people can come up with me isn't that my argument's shit. It's usually that I either swear too much or I'm a fat bastard. Well, you know, you've got to do a bit of homework at a certain amount of times.
I'll tell you one thing, just to butt in, and this is an example of how we're rolling.
Yeah.
You walked in tonight to the studio.
Yeah.
There was staff everywhere, and I ran a cable.
Yep.
Now, we've been talking about this mythical cable for a couple of months, but it's here. The cable's here. And I don't think we've had any...
There's been a couple. There was a little bit there that said we cracked up a little bit for a period there, but I think compared to the other week where it was pretty dodgy, it seems to be a lot better. We'll know, I guess, when we upload and look into the thing.
Anyway,
yeah, like we're flying by the seat of our pants.
Yes.
I'm doing 12 hours commute a week minimum.
Yeah.
You know, going to and from Wagga every morning. Yes. Where do you find time to go to the gym?
Yes.
You know, and then when I get home, it's, you know, I leave work 5:30. If I'm not doing pest jobs in the afternoon, which at the moment, again, I keep getting to work, mate. Make hay while the sun shines, as they say.
Yeah.
Get home, feed humans.
Yeah.
You know, are you all fed? Everywhere that it's yeah. And then, and if you look at my house, maintenance is fucking lacking. Yeah. But then you go, I'm bugging. And then you fall into a big heap.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you're going to have a couple of beers, you have one, and then you fall asleep on the couch. I did that the other night. You know, and I was absolutely fried.
Yes.
I mean, I'm a high energy guy. But every now and then you fall into that big hoop. It's just so hard at the moment to find that time to get up and go for a run.
Yeah.
Or to, you know,
hopefully you do find some balance whereby out of that 16-hour day, just an hour there.
You find an hour somewhere to
or you can build it into your daily routine.
Through your work day or whatever. Yeah, I look. And it's, some days are just easier than others, of course. But, you know, there's a lot going on. And then there's the argument of, do you need to go to Wagga each day? Well, yeah, I do at the moment. You know, that car yard's going to have me over for 12 months to 2 years. And then we'll work out the next plan. But, you know, I've sort of given them a commitment that I'll, you know, sell the 250 cars this year. I'll go for 300 next year and then go, righto, guys, new plan. You know, like that's kind of what we're working towards. So there's a lot in it. And somewhere in between there, you've got to try and find time to be a dad. I guess you're full of empty nesters, so you've got a little bit of a different space there.
We've still got, you've got the second wave. You know, you've got the minions.
Well, that's right. Your grandkids, you got to find time for. I had a fella, and I'm going to say politely, I got a message right now at the moment, right? And I think it was well intended. This is somebody who thinks that, I do these videos and spend 3 hours on a video and upload it and have a studio and a sponsor and a I'm sure some people think that. Right? They don't realise that I'm literally running 3 gigs.
Yeah. And you're pulled up on the side of the road on your commute.
Yeah. Somebody said to me the other day, well, you look like you've got a heap of space. Can I come? Mate, I'm literally on the side of the road. Doing it in a studio. I don't need to
work. And I've thought about what I want to say, and I'm just to say it. I'm going
to say it, and then I'm going to go back to work. Yeah. And this bloke, and he sent me. I'm going to put it down as a well-meaning message. I don't know if he's watching. I'm not going to call him out by name, but do you think you can be a bit more careful with when you type? Because obviously I'll do a video and then I'll literally go blah 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 blah, blah type as quick as I can. And then I hit send, because then it's got to upload to one platform and then it uploads to the other. And it's a bit of a process. And I haven't got time for that process. So I do it once, cut and paste, and then let it go while you begin drawing to work.
And you're doing it in a phone interface as opposed to a...
Oh, yeah. And he's like, so do you think you could spend more time doing this? I really like some of your content, but it doesn't read right. And it's listen, if you want to be a fucking English teacher, you do that in your spare time.
Yeah, if you've got some spare time,
I type like I talk. There's nothing stopping you from creating your own videos, your own platform, your own anything. And more people need to do it. I don't want the monopoly on this shit. No. More people need to do it, as opposed to giving me directives.
Yes.
I'm like, mate, I've typed a thing while in somebody's roof, laying mouse baits, because at the time I had a bit of a, right, fuck, I've got to get this out. So I stopped while, no, I'm not spell checking in the nicest way I can put it. You want to do spell checking, feel free. You want to do a video and critique, whether or not the lighting is whatever. I don't care. And no,
I'd spend the next 6 months creating an application that'll correct Dean's spelling.
Go for it. Yeah. Do whatever you like if you want to contribute, but anything that involves you asking me to do something to make your experience watching me better isn't going to fly.
No.
I care about the issues. I do not care about that shit one iota.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's all good fun. It's a bit wild. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in once again. It looks like it's pretty good numbers all night by the looks of that. So that's nice. That's pleasant.
Good to see us all.
Good, yeah, absolutely. We love when you guys actually put your comments in. We do actually like that.
And just remember, build your communities, look after your friends. Try and find like-minded people and interact with those people, and just try and help each other.
And if you like the content, share the shit out of it. Don't
help each other. We've been blown away by the amount of people who are just supporting our business, supporting our endeavours, words of support for the council stuff, words of support for our other stuff. It's me.
Thursday night, 7:30, Dean and Ev Spin Doctors.
Oh, good one.